Thank you for logging on to the PawCast for the week of Monday, April 25th through Friday, the 29th. Hello, I'm Mr. Andrews, and yes, it is time for some Pawville news. Well, this week in math, we're going to continue dividing fractions and whole numbers. We'll be ready for an assessment on Wednesday. We'll finish out the week by collecting fraction data, and we're going to compile it using a line plot graph. In science this week, we start our new unit of study. It also happens to be our last unit of study, ecosystems. We're going to be answering questions such as, what is an ecosystem? What is a population? What are niches? And what are habitats? That's on tap for this week in science. In reading this week, our focus is going to be poetry. How do we read poetry and comprehend and understand what are they talking about? Poetry this week in our reading centers and reading groups. And in social studies, we're going to be starting and really fulfilling the Pawville Mini Society. Yes, this week we are going to create the currency for Pawville 20. As we create this currency, well, we're going to have to do something with that currency. And yes, we're going to have some paying jobs in Pawville. Yeah, we're going to have a list of 30 jobs. And you're going to be assigning, yes, the citizens of Pawville will assign a fair wage for each of the 30 jobs in Pawville. And before the end of the week, you will be assigned one of those 30 jobs. When you come back to school the following week, you will begin earning pay, and you'll be also a taxpayer in Pawville. Ooh, moms and dads, you might want to go ahead and front load and talk about how much you just love paying taxes, like property taxes and use taxes, and of course the old famous, the income tax. So anyways, we're going to be learning and having fun together, developing our Pawville Mini Society. Mr. Andrews, he's in the U.S., he's at a capital. Oh, which one will we learn about this week? And now for where in the United States is Mr. Andrews? Again, this is one of those states that would probably be close enough for me to be able to visit, and I have visited this state many, many times, but I've never gone to the capital of this particular state. So I have no selfie for this particular state or its capital. So here are the clues that I have for you. Maybe they'll help you. One of the nicknames for this state, and I didn't know this until I looked it up, is the Rice State, R-I-C-E, Rice. Another thing that I found interesting about this particular state is it was the first Southern state to secede from the Union before the Civil War in 1861. This state has some really peculiar, unusual names in it. One of the city names is Coward, 99, 9 times. It even has a city named Southern Chops. So some unusual names in this particular state. And there are some very famous people who are from this state. One of them is astronaut Ronald McNair. Yes, that's the same McNair for McNair Elementary and the same Ronald McNair who was in the Challenger disaster. James Brown, who was a singer, and Vanna White, yes, the lady who turns all the letters on the Wheel of Fortune, is also from this state. So I look forward to you finding out which state this is. Use the clues, and remember, you need to have the state name and the capital city of this particular state.
Where is Mr. Andrews? He's in the U.S. He's at a capital. Which one will we learn about this week?
Let's all have a great week together, and let's all get the big ball.